What's going on, y'all? This is Jay Faith from the Right Mind Podcast, episode 160. Life and I kicked this thing off. We are here. Shout out to Crispy, who is not, but we appreciate you, man. You're off doing great things. We kicked this episode off with just talking about how much producers charge, whether it is fair, whether it is unfair for the artist, and what qualifies the actual price that a producer can charge. What's the reason? We want to know. Drop a comment. We talk about just staying healthy, some of our challenges that we've had, and as far as, reaching our fitness goals, to staying healthy, all of those fun things. And then we get off into our main topic, which is just recognizing Adoption Month, which is in November, and just having that discussion with LYFE, who was adopted, but we're going to get more into his story. We're going to allow him to explain that as we get into this episode. Check it out, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and follow us, rightmindpodcast.com. What's up?
You can never tell me. You can never tell me. I won't rise.
Before on the last, I think it was the last pod, where it kind of depends on what the artist can do on the beat, because the beat could be fire, but you could not be that great.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how, where does the industry standard come in? Like, what's the benchmark of or is it after you've, connected and made millions and people know that? But again, it's like,
I think they're just money hungry. I think that it's like the labels get into the artist's head, and I don't know, I'm not sure if I want to say they get brainwashed in a way.
I get what you're saying. Like if you want to make it, you have to go with this producer, and you have to pay this amount.
It's like, oh crap, I'm popping. I'm gonna charge like 100,000, just to make a quick whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I never understood it really.
Yeah, because it's like, again, it's going back to what we were talking about. Like, Mertz could probably make the same exact beat,
probably
or same
better.
Type, same type, but because I think it's really just the name. At that point, once you're able to, again, charge, in the example that we were talking about, like $50K or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really the name that you're paying for to attach it to it, or the feature. But again, if the song is not good, if you're not that good, what is spending $50K for a beat if it's not gonna
go anywhere?
People are gonna hear and be like, yeah, the beat's really good, but like the song overall is not good. Like, hopefully, but again, I think because of the way the industry is, that anybody will see. Again, and this isn't a diss at Khaled or saying that he has records like this, because I'm sure he picks and chooses who he works with very carefully.
Yeah.
People will see his name and just be like, yeah, run the record.
Yeah.
Just because it has Khaled on it. It could be really bad. I mean, I've heard some songs where it's like you could see the producer that's on it, and then you hear the song and you're like, how is this on the radio?
Yeah. And the way the songs are structured and what they're talking about, I could do a hell of a lot better. Like, if I wrote for somebody, I wish somebody would come to me.
Yeah. Like Uzi, I'll give you an example. Lil Uzi Vert, that whatever it is. I mean, the beat rocks.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. The beat rocks, but there's no content to it. There's no lyrics. I don't think there's any concept to it. It's just,
yeah.
No, I want to look at this up.
Just words. Well, not even words.
Yeah, it's just it's just sounds. Lil Uzi Vert, I got one. Oh yeah, Just Wanna Rock. Let me. What happened? I just wanna. I wanna look. I know we're gonna talk about some other things, but Just Wanna Rock lyrics. Look at it. It's already ready for me. It already knows. I mean, it says it's got a verse, but 98% of it is shake it down. Like, there's a hook and a bridge of just
That's just sad.
Damn. Hey man, you know the song. Say what you want. One little. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe, probably this is probably an 8-bar verse, and then the rest is just ad libs.
Yeah.
Probably mega streams. No, I'm curious.
Like a billion.
I'm curious. Let's go. People are like, what in the world are they talking about? We had some off-air stuff. And
What do you mean that song bops?
Yeah, we just kind of 813 million streams on Spotify.
That is too much.
With an estimated daily stream count of over 190,000. But I bet you, I don't know. This is my speculated guess. It's really for the beat.
Yep.
I really think that's all the people are listening to.
It is.
I don't think they could care less about what's being said.
I've heard plenty of artists where, they say like, words don't matter anymore. It's just like the beat, or like just the melody and the beat.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, if you're a good singer, like, I'll still enjoy it whether
For sure.
whether the lyrics are weak or not.
Mm-hmm.
But like, other than that, like, make a song.
I think producers are the industry now.
Yeah.
I really do. The way that music
They're trying to make AI that way too.
Oh, man, that's AI in music creation scares me.
Yeah.
I could see it in certain areas, whether, again, if you are, just not financially there yet, you want to use it for, cover arts or quick clips and stuff like that. If you're just not financially there. But I agree what Mertz and I had a conversation, like, let artists be artists, like real people, let them do the work.
Yeah.
Find somebody, work up to that, but don't solely rely on that.
Don't rely on it. Like, we've said it before, like, just use it as a tool.
Yeah.
Like I use like Suno. I'm starting to use it.
Yeah.
It's cool. You know what I mean? I'm kind of addicted to it. I was like, oh crap, these are my words and this is what it's doing to it.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm stuck though on like a melody and words, like, I'll use that, see what it generates, or like I'll like use my words and like plug it in there.
Yeah.
See what it does, and I can make adjustments. It helps me, push things forward, quicker. But like, if I make it generate lyrics, like, I'll save it, and then I'll just like morph it into something that would be something that I talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I would talk about.
Right.
So I just use it as a tool.
Yeah. I like to use. I've seen a lot of people using this. It's called Rhymer's Block.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of it.
I've used it before.
It's pretty cool. I mean, again, there's just moments where I like to think I have a pretty decent vocabulary in being pretty good with words. I think it's just the essay writer in me from, high school and college. I was really good at writing essays.
Yeah.
Math sucked. But just sometimes you just can't think of words, and sometimes you don't want to use the same end word of rhymes that you always do, like one, some, done. Bro, how many times have we used those as enders as an example? I want to try to use. It's just like using a thesaurus. It's more of I'm just trying to use a different word versus just continuously using the same.
Yeah, just like using it as a filler.
Yeah.
I use the same melodies, a lot too. So like, for like a melody standpoint, I'll use Suno to, have something more intricate, I guess.
Yeah. Just to hear a different sound, get a perspective.
Yeah.
Type of deal. It makes sense. I've never tried it, so I don't. I can't speak on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To this way or that.
Right.
Only So, but I mean, I've seen some pretty crazy clips that people have put up. It's been mostly. I won't share what they are, but there've been like Disney's Pixar, but then they're these super out of pocket. I'll show you off air, but just super out of pocket concepts of like movies that you're just like,
Yeah.
yo, people are taking AI way too far.
Some people believe it too.
What?
Just like what they see. Like if you see like a freaking like
Oh,
a
yeah.
Demogorgon like coming to eat me or something, and then
Yeah.
11 comes to save me. You see somebody like use their psychic powers or whatever the heck it is.
Yeah.
People think it's real.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Oh my god! Wow.
The big one was like the rabbits jumping on the trampoline one. Everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cute," and everybody was like, "That's not real at all." Yeah, there was one I didn't show you, but in that thread of just off the cuff, there was one in there. I'm just like, it had to do with the raccoon. I'm just like, dude, but yeah, there's some funny ones in there, and I'm just like, some people they do look pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, they do look pretty good. AI is getting pretty crazy. Where
I do like the biblical ones. Like you see the little kid on TikTok and like, Jesus, why this? Why am I feeling this way? And then like it's like actually what he would say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's from the Bible. You know what I mean? So like that the person behind that, actually is, a good Christian.
Mm-hmm. I do like those two because it gives a visual perspective for those that may not understand or just need that visual to grasp it. I thought it was cool too. This was towards the beginning of the AI not the literal AI creation, but people putting out content that was created by AI where they were doing like what angels would look like based on biblical text and putting it into AI and having AI create it, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's like 8 eyes, circle of eyes and all this other stuff, and you're just
if
like,
Moses was in 2025.
oh, those are funny too. Yeah. Like Moses with the selfie, and this is Moses, and we're about to cross the Red Sea, and da. But the angels one was pretty cool. Or like, Jesus, when Jesus comes back, what he would look like, again, using descriptors from literal scripture. I'm like, this is it kind of it's weird. I don't know if you've ever seen them. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Versions. I'll do of angels, right? And this is like straight from like biblical text. And like, of course, like people kind of make fun of it, like not make fun of it, but they obviously like crack a joke. So like this is one of them. Like this is like the straight description of like how an angel would look. And I'll put this on the screen for those people that are like what are you looking at? This is biblically how it was structured, but and then of course like people joke because obviously there were moments in scripture where an angel appears. Obviously they don't describe it in this way, but they just say like an angel of the Lord appears, and then it's like, don't be afraid, and then they show an image like this, and then it's like, dude, how am I not like as people, how are we not going to be afraid to see something like that?
For all I know, it could be Satan, like
you're like, I don't know if this is an angel
disguising himself as that, and then just
yeah,
morphing into what the darkness he actually is. And
yeah,
I don't know, man. What y'all think, huh? What y'all think?
Right. Drop a comment. Let us know. This was the cherubim and the seraphim. So the cherubim was placed, if I have this right, and I should be right, like when Adam and Eve got kicked out, the cherubim were placed at the beginning of the Garden of Eden so that they couldn't come back in. Now I'm gonna do one more fact check because I can't, especially with scripture, I can't leave with being biblically incorrect. So, no, they were on the throne. Oh, okay, I got it. Nope, I was right. All right. So, for the first time that they're brought in is they have flaming sword to guard the way to the tree of life after Adam and Eve were expelled from the Garden of Eden. Okay, got it. Okay. See, I'm learning. I'm getting there. Not perfect. It's weird. I can say things from scripture, but like be like, yo, what verse is that? No idea.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much in there.
No idea.
How can you remember like exactly where things are placed unless you mark it?
There's some people that will literally. I've met some people like Pastor E. He can do some of that stuff. I've known a few people where they're like, yeah, Leviticus chapter 4 verse 9 says, and I'm like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes obviously like studying and stuff. I mean, it's just like anything, you study a heart, like eventually you remember the different parts of the heart and where it goes, and
Yeah.
so. But that's just biblical. But anyways, there are people like they'll just fire stuff off, and I'm like that's impressive. But anyways,
Random question before we start.
Let's do it.
Okay, so like how your driveway is a hill, right?
Yes.
If I don't know where my emergency brake is it gonna roll down? Should I move my car?
No, you should.
All right, cool.
Like,
Like I parked there. I'm like, is this shit gonna roll down?
nah, unless your brakes are really, really bad. But I don't.
Nah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
you
I mean they have to look at everything before you buy cars.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just bought it, so I would certainly hope at this stage, only being what, like 2-ish months that you've had it.
Yeah,
depending.
2 months.
That it should be, you should be good at that point. Yeah. No, I mean honestly, like I've never. My wife does. She does it everywhere. She does it on like a 4-foot incline. I'm like, why do you have this on? Because we'll take her car sometimes, and I'll drive, and then I'll try to back it on. She'll be like, babe, parking brake. I'm like, we're not even on a hill.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? But yeah, I've never, even when I've lived here, like I don't put it on. I just park and then I just get out. So if my truck is fine, I think your car will be fine.
Yeah.
You,
All right.
you should be good.
Bet.
What's going on, everybody? Peace and God bless. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to the Right Mind Podcast, episode 160. Hey. Shout out to LYFE in the building. LYFE is here. We got LYFE.
What's up? If you're listening, hello.
Hello, hola. Krispy is not here. He is busy recording some new music, which we're excited for. It's gonna be super cool. This is one of his like first songs he's ever done too, right?
Yeah.
Super cool song. Excited he's working with Michael Murphy III. Shout out to Michael Murphy III. Yeah, welcome. Hope everybody's doing good. LYFE, how you doing, man? How's everything been this past week? You've had some tough stuff, but just overall, how's everything been going with you?
Besides mumbo jumbo, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Just like things just like molding together. I'm pretty good.
Yeah, just a lot. Like I think you said, just a lot happening at once.
Yeah.
It can be a lot for sure.
Yeah.
Trying to juggle just the normal stuff that's happening that we already have in our lives to piling on other things that are unexpected. It can definitely be time consuming but important.
Yeah.
At the same time, and trying to figure out how to manage all those things can definitely be tough. But
yeah,
glad you're here, man. Glad we could make this happen. As always, we continue to do our best even when we're tired. Was definitely tired today.
I'm glad I took a nap.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I got here. Probably like 6:10. Like I kind of put in the chat. I set everything up. I checked because my mom got the doors down here as well as upstairs. It's like, check out the doors. I'm like, it's like we talked about last episode, where I kid you not, I started chuckling a little bit. Right. I came down. I started setting everything up, and then I was just about to lay down.
Yeah.
Right, just about to lay down, and my mom texted me and she said, "Hey, can you check the doors, like the bulkhead too?" And I'm thinking, probably, make sure that, because I think they worked on it today. So I think she was just trying to make sure, door was locked, the bulkhead was locked, whatever. But like we talked about last episode, is that moment, like, I just want to go lay down.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything, but it's like, all right, Ma.
Yeah. I guess we're doing it.
I almost waited. Because I had like 15 minutes, which 15 minutes is like a good pocket for me for like a quick power nap. And I was going to wait till after. But like as soon as I put my head, I'm telling you, I was full spread out on that futon right there. I know you got people that are watching can't see this. And obviously if you're listening, you definitely can't. But I was full spread. I didn't move the TV or nothing. I just laid there and had my head down and I was like, I'm going to lay down. And then just something in me was like, bro, get up. Go do it. Just go do it.
Yeah.
So I got up. I'm like, all right.
Whenever I need to, I have to set an alarm, or else I'm not gonna wake up.
Oh, I did. I 100%.
I would not have woken up today.
Yeah, facts. You know what's been happening to me lately, and I don't know if it's the deeper sleep that I've been getting, even in these short, like 15-minute periods. I've fallen asleep, and then once I'm starting to wake back up, like just before I open my eyes, I forget where I am. And I don't understand. Like, I just did it here when I was laying down, and I was starting to wake up, and I was like, wait, where? Oh, man, I'm in the pod right now.
Wow.
Like, I'm in the pod space. Like, I'm like, I don't know if I'm at home, I'm at work. Same thing happened at work. I was laying on a bench, and I was just like, I knocked out. And I was at my desk, too. Same thing. Knocked out.
Yeah.
And then start waking up. I'm like, oh, I'm still at work. Like, just not knowing where I'm at.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, that instant just before the eyes open of just like kind of mid panic, like, yo, where am I right now? Dude, open your eyes. Like, you'll find out, but open your eyes first.
For me, like, it's, an instance of like, what time is it? Especially now,
that's
like,
fair.
yeah, especially now, it gets dark at 5 now.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm not potting or not doing anything, like, if I have a free weekend or something like that, like, I'll take a nap, in the middle of the day. I'll wake up. It's 6 o'clock in reality, but like, I'll think it's like 9 or like the next morning.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the time change too. I don't know why this time change has really thrown me off.
Yeah.
Today went by so slow. Even one of the kids said it, because I mean, we had 30 kids, which is a lot. Like, we had to actually I think send some kids away because we can only have a certain ratio within the building. So like, and I was by myself, at least on the floor. Obviously I have another staff member that's there, but I was by myself with, maybe like 17 or so kids, and they're preteens, they're pretty rambunctious. And so like, I'm constantly just like moving around, trying to do stuff, talking to kids ask me questions, this kid's doing this, running around, checking everybody, whatever. And then finally, like, the dust like starts to settle, and I'm like, man, like, yo, this day must be like almost over. And kids like, mind you, we close at 5, just to give perspective. And kids like, yo, it's only 3:30. I went, yo, are you kidding me, man? Like, yo, I feel like I've been here for like my whole shift with you guys. Not just the normal time, but like from 9 in the morning that I got here till now. Like, I feel like I've been with y'all, because y'all have been tiring today. I love y'all. I love the kids. They can be tough at times, which like any kid.
But you ain't getting no caffeine, so you're my age, man. I'm 32.
Yeah. Nah,
not unless you need it.
Yeah, I did not get the caffeine intake that I did. I'm kind of trying to cut back a little bit. I've been trying to I'm trying to lose a little weight, so I'm trying to see if like I'm trying to combine two words here. The caffeine / coffee, and I separate those two. Obviously, I know that coffee has caffeine in it.
Yeah.
But just the makeup of coffee with, cream, sugar, et cetera, et cetera. I'm applying all the components with certain types of caffeine, whether it's energy drinks, whatever, pre-workouts. I'm trying to see if that has some effect on just like the gut health and everything else. So I'm trying to see if that is the cause. I've also been trying to do intermittent fasting, really trying to be just accountable and obedient to that, of, like, no food after 7:30, 8 o'clock to... I'll usually wait till, I know it's usually like 11 or 12. I've been waiting until like maybe 10, 11. So, I mean, giving it, still kind of fasting for some time and not just like cramming food down my throat at 6:30 in the morning. But, trying to give it some time, but still.
It's a lot easier to gauge it that way, because like, say you stop eating at 7:30, like if you wake up, you wake up like earlier than that.
I wake up
like,
pretty early, yeah.
Say for me, like if I stopped eating at 7, then like my first break at work isn't until 10, so I'm like upon waking up I'm already like 11 hours fasted, and then
Right.
by the time I go on break, like I'm already like 14, 15 hours fasted at that point. So
Right. Yeah, I think it also depends kind of to what you're saying is like the time that you're going to sleep to the time that you're up and active. Whereas like again for me, for example, like versus like what time do you wake up?
6 usually.
Oh, 6. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, even in the same, even it's still apply, it would be applicable. Like I wake up sometimes at like 3 in the morning. So like the time that I am up and active and my body is working, obviously I'm gonna start getting hungrier a lot sooner versus somebody that wakes up 6, 7 o'clock, more normal time. There's less of the time between when you're gonna eat and when your body is being active. So
Yeah.
yeah, so usually I try to hold out until like 10 o'clock. So like get into work by like 9, I'm officially starting work at 9, but I mean, I'll do pre-workout. I'll still do a pre-workout. I might throw my post-workout, some protein, whey protein in there. But like physical food, I'll wait till like 10 o'clock, try to push it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to get something, just try to stay away from the solid foods and at least until 10, 11 or so.
Yeah.
Hasn't been too bad, but we'll see. I'm trying to judge results too quickly. I'm like, where's it? Is my six pack here yet? I'm like, bro, it's day 2. Chill out. But it's patience, and just trust in the process a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back into cardio too, but like my Achilles, man.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Dude, I hate running too. Like if I'm just running, like it's boring. I need to do, basketball or boxing.
Yeah. I mean, it's good cardio.
Yeah.
For sure. I like to run. I'm trying to stay away from treadmills because treadmills, like I've noticed obviously the difference between treadmill and then running just on like a street or, a track or something. But either way, like the way my Achilles are set up, it used to be just one. It used to be the right one, a little tendonitis in there. I could kind of manage it. But now, I don't know where this left one came out of. So now it's just both. So now it's just tight Achilles just all day.
Ugh.
So it's like unless I do a really, really good warm-up and get them loose. I did start for a day. Got to stay consistent with it. And it did kind of help, and I'm like kind of kicking myself for not continuing with it. I did start a ibuprofen regimen with it, which like I noticed it almost instantly of the inflammation going down. So I'm like, bro, but I got to find it. I don't know where I put them. I bought like a whole bottle. Obviously, I bought a whole bottle, but I don't know where I put it to keep it. I don't know if it's in like my gym bag, oh, you know where it is? It's probably in my backpack right there, where it's easily accessible, and I always have it with me, and I didn't remember that I had it with me the whole time.
Man,
whatever. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I think for me, with the lack of cardio, like with my job, like sitting at a desk all day, sometimes, maybe running around with the kids in the gym, but not that often. And it's like very short. It's like 30 minutes, but like the level of it, to where I want to be as far as, again, I know I'm not going to be like I was in like college of like 170, 175 type of deal.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, ideally I would like to be like even just 190, 185, I think would be a good goal for me.
Yeah, that's good.
Just like lean and just, I want to be able to do my job. I want to be healthy first and foremost. I want to respect the temple that God has given me, and, be able to do my job, be able to, provide for my family in a physical way. Obviously, if it's like lifting something or whatever, like I don't be like, 37 can't lift up a case of water.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. 37 is not the age yet. Like, because I again, not to be a comparison thing, but like I see people that are like 50 that are like nice, lean, and healthy, and running. I'm like, dude, how are you still running?
Right.
I'm like, I just trying to.
How do you have so much energy?
Man, I'm telling you.
For me, if I got really back on it, like I probably wouldn't need to do as much cardio because like my job is physical. Like I'm walking, I'm working fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the problem is like I get home from work and I don't want to do anything. Like I'll just eat and just lay down,
right.
put on Netflix.
Yeah, right. Netflix and chill by myself.
Yeah, I gotta find something. But I mean, I did play some ball today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I did run around. We played like some type of handball game with the kids, so I did run around a little bit. I did hit the gym this morning. I walked. I did like 30 minutes of this like hill workout on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Again, I was trying to do something. I wanted to run, but again, I woke up. My Achilles were just mega tight. I was like, there's no shot of me trying to run.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a Halliburton or Tatum running on the treadmill.
Oh hell no.
Like pulling an Achilles, So I'm just like, I'll at least get on there. I did some treadmill, did some abs, tried to stretch a little bit, like chill, try to stay loose, hit the sauna, and then just like got out of there. Trying to do something. Tomorrow's back day, so I'm gonna try to at least. I don't know. It's for me. It's just weird. I don't think that. I know we got on a weird tangent of healthy stuff, but I mean that's what our pod's about. And
Yeah,
we'll get to
part
the
of the
good
brand.
stuff. It's part of the brand. But we'll get to the good stuff too. Like I don't think I eat that bad. I mean I know I have my moments of maybe a little too much ice cream or whatever, but. For the most part, I don't think that I eat too much where it's outside of like where, I'm burning things. Because again, like I work out at least 3 times a week. So, there is, burning of calories and, obviously you got to replenish that stuff. But it's like, I don't get where, like some of the weight gain has come. And again, obviously, like if I were to stand up, people are like, bro, you're not even like that deep about it. Like relax.
Yeah.
But, coming from somebody that, former athlete, you're kind of used to a certain way. And especially like now that I can't run, I'm like, bro, like I used to run all the time.
Yeah.
Now I can't. Like, sucks.
Now I was like, come on, you big baby, come on.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you can't even get on the elliptical. Like, your body hurts that much.
Yeah. Man, like, what's it going to take for us to be, back to the mentality of football gym, we're better than you.
Yeah,
Boom, boom.
I know that movie keeps.
I love
up.
that movie, Dodgeball.
I'm gonna have to watch it now because that movie keeps popping up in different references and stuff. So
that's hilarious.
And then I think I saw it pop up on Tubi, so I'm like, man, I gotta just watch it again. So
yeah.
If you could dodge, what is it? If you could dodge a wrench, you can dodge a wall. Classic movie. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. All right, before we get canceled for copyright. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Again, I've been trying to like eat well, drink healthy stuff.
Yeah.
I don't drink that much soda. I think maybe it's the food intake, like how much I do kind of,
calories in versus calorie out.
Yeah, I think, but it's like when I eat, I'm not like, I don't get full, and then by the time like I'm getting to a point of like being full, like the food is basically almost gone. So I'm like, well, I might as well just like finish it. But I think maybe just a portion control of just like, bro, just cut it in half.
Oh, dude, definitely portion. You know what I found out the other day? Like I get like pizza from Market Basket and stuff like that. And my dad goes, hey, guess how many calories are in a slice? I'm like, I don't know, 500-600. It's like 900, and I eat 2, so like I don't know how I get like 1,800 pounds down so easy.
Right.
No pounds, well calories.
Yeah. It's like I know, I say that, and I'm the guy over here polishing off a medium thin crust by myself.
Yeah,
mind you, it's Alfredo sauce, thin crust, steak, pineapple, onions, and just I'm like. I mean, I know it's a little bit, obviously, thin crust. It's less bread than your standard pizza. And obviously, you could probably fill more. But still, like, bro, it's a medium pizza. Like, I should not be just downing a whole medium pizza for nothing.
And, like, the way I am, too, is that, like, I'll eat a good amount, like, until I'm full. So I'm not hungry. Like, so I'm not hungry, going to bed. And, yeah, so I'm not hungry. And, I don't know, if I have a big breakfast, I won't be hungry till like lunch, so I'm not like downing like Doritos.
Yeah.
because a whole bag will go down. Lord help me.
Facts. Oh, 100%. Like those what are they called? They're what's the name? Those corner chips or
The
whatever it is.
popcorners.
Popcorners, bro.
Fire.
Bro.
Those are fire.
I'll put those away like it's nobody's business. You said something and I was gonna add to it. Fudge. You had said it and it made me think of timing. I think too, because of how my work schedule is with, like my lunch, and then I feel like there's a bug on me or something. My lunch to the time that I'm with the kids, I really do feel like there's a bug on my head.
Now there's nothing there, dude.
I feel something just like
Jay, you're tripping.
I know I must. It must be. The time,
hallucinating.
probably lack of sleep. It's like, bro, go to bed. I really do feel like, I don't know, maybe it's the headphones, whatever. Oh, it's probably because I usually don't wear these headphones without a hat on, so it's like
The timing.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this thing on my head?
Yeah.
The timing of being with the kid, or timing of my lunch to being with the kids to the next time that I'm gonna eat is like a pretty extensive time. I usually go to lunch maybe 1 o'clock. I'm out of work by 5. So it's already 4 hours. Ride home, another maybe like 45. So like factor in maybe an hour.
Yeah.
So that's 5 hours. Then, depending on if the wife cooks, might be another half hour, maybe another hour. Give her time to settle in from work, all that fun stuff. So like by next time that I'm gonna eat, it's like maybe like 6 hours.
Yeah.
So I eat a lot because I know the next time, I think subconsciously the next time that I'm going to eat is going to be so far that I'm like, well, let me just fill up because I'm not going to get to eat when the kids are here. So let me just eat.
And I'm not as optimal if I don't, have as much food. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I don't want to be hungry again.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to get hungry again.
I'll just be thinking about food. Other than that, I'll be just like, what'd you say?
Mm-hmm. And then I'm running around with the kids, and then I get hungry again. I'm like, but like, if I had a little bit more, then I wouldn't be hungry again as quickly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. If anybody's got any tips for somebody, if you've listened to how my schedule is, or life schedule, we can all benefit from knowledge. Drop a comment. Let us know. We'd love to just be better, always trying to be better, do better than the day before, and just better ourselves. But yeah, so we wanted to kind of touch on, we're just looking at, different things that are happening throughout the month. And one of the topics that just kind of came across and I thought would be pretty cool, I brought it up to LYFE here. It is National Adoption Awareness Month for the month of November. Welcome to November. Like we said last pot, it's already here. Crazy. But for those of you that don't know, and I'll let LYFE kind of explain a little bit more if this is your first time listening to the pod, I'll kind of just let you explain. I don't want to like say it for you, but if you want to kind of introduce how this month kind of relates to you, which obviously people can kind of start to assume, but again, I would rather you explain it than myself.
So, long story less long, but it's still gonna be a long story.
Sounds like me.
So, I was born in 1993. My biological mom was 14 when she had me. So I think, she was too young to keep me and stuff, and I would have been in, a messy, drug addict, alcoholism situation. So, she gave me up, but like she still kept in contact with my parents, now my adopted parents. And, I'm fortunate, to be where I am now. And the way I was raised was, everything you want for your kid. You know what I mean? My dad always took me to basketball games. He was at my practices and stuff like that. If I didn't play, or if the coach yanked me out of the game, he'd be like, "What the hell are you doing, bro?" Like, you know what I mean?
As a parent should.
Yeah. So it's a unique situation. I have a Polish last name. It's Uranowitz, and I'm Puerto Rican and African American. I have a Spanish first name and a Spanish middle name, Luis Santos Uranowitz.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how I was brought up. The way I look at it is like, I don't have any resentment toward my biological, parents. My mom actually found me in the Market Basket parking lot last year, and she like I hear in the background, Lewis. I didn't think anything of it because maybe someone else's name Lewis. You know what I mean? But then I heard it again, Lewis. And then I turned around, and then she came up to me and said, like, you don't know me, but I'm your mom.
Wow.
And, it's crazy to think, like, okay, you haven't seen me in, like, 31 years.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
And, like, how can you pinpoint me that easy?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, if you love your kids so much, like, to that extent, like, you're going to always know, like, what they look like and stuff like that, especially, like, if they look similar to you. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I think there might be, again, I'm seeing this from a completely outside view, but there's definitely that, like, adoption, not adoption, whatever. I think there's that motherly instinct of just like kind of like that's my child.
That's him. Yeah.
And like you kind of mentioned, again, I don't know this scenario. You mentioned that your biological mom kind of kept in contact with your parents now. So maybe there's, even some older photos that they maybe shared where, again, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I don't know the situation.
Yeah.
But maybe, there was photos. And so like, there was like maybe an older photo that they gave her, to help, kind of recognize you, because, once you reach a certain age, like you're like, yeah, I could tell you, by this 8-year-old photo, that's you at 32 years old.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
But, again, I don't know. But that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. And there's like good situations that that I lost my train of thought.
No, you're good.
There's like good situations that kids can be brought into, but then there's other times where like sometimes like kids grow up as orphans, and sometimes like their parents like just like passed away abruptly,
Right.
and they're raised by siblings and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and later on got adopted, and maybe they were thrown into the foster system, and it wasn't as good.
For
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, there's always those scenarios where I'm trying to gain my train of thought of, not that it's, luck of the draw, survival of the fittest type of feel. Like, I just think that, some people just get, like you said, just get put in just circumstances that, you would hope that it would be kind of beneficial in the same way, like you said, of I was still adopted, but like I was put in a better situation versus where I could have been. And again, if you using the example that you said, if you lose a parent and you're suddenly orphaned, obviously that's already a difficult situation, and you're hoping that going into foster care / hopefully finding a home, that would be a better situation for you. But sometimes it's just really not the case.
Or maybe you've been adopted before and, they didn't treat you right. And then, you're back in the foster system, and then you've been adopted again. Sometimes it flip-flops back and forth.
Right. I can't imagine how hard. I mean, again, I only see stuff like this, in like movies and stuff, and obviously what I've heard from you, but you hear, some kids that just have a lot of resentment for the situation that they're in. Like, why my parents have, whether it's why did my parents have to die? Why did my parents have to give me up?
Yeah.
I'm just mad at the world. Like, why, they find out that they're adopted or they're in the foster care. So, they recognize that they're in the foster care system. Like, why did my parents want me type of deal.
Yeah.
A lot of just like anger and hatred, and maybe the parents don't know how to answer that question. Again, whether foster or adoptive parents, maybe they just don't know how to answer that question. Maybe they don't want to answer that question. Maybe they're just really jerks and like could care less. And, you know, because obviously, you know, if you do fostering, like there's a paycheck that could be attached to it. So, you know, sometimes people are just in it for the money and they just could care less.
Yeah.
I hope and pray that that's not the case. I hope that people, you know, really open up their hearts and open up their homes to people that need it. And I pray for those people that just take advantage of it, you know.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of kids that need and want a home and deserve a home despite the circumstances that they may be in. They deserve a life where, you know, people care and stand up for you at basketball games and you know, just show the same love that, you know, their biological parent, I'm sure, would. Again, just like in your situation, you know, mom always, you know, cared and just wasn't, you know, not to do too much talking, but kind of something that we said on a previous podcast, but to bring it up again of, you know, there is love in her making the choice to give you up.
Yeah.
You know, to give you a better life, to understand that you will have a better situation apart.
Right.
Which again, I can't imagine that feeling, but.
And, you know, unfortunately, like some kids get made. I mean, I didn't get made fun of for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like some kids like do make fun of each other for it. Like, oh, you're adopted. You know what I mean? Like we're tossing you to the side and kind of thing. Don't do that. Do better.
Right. Like, and like, who cares? You know.
Exactly.
But again, I mean, kids just don't understand certain things sometimes, and when you know, you're raised with both. You know, for example, you're raised with both your parents, and you know that kind of life. Something outside of that you just may not understand. So I think it takes opportunities like this, like you and I having this conversation and bringing it up to people and just people bringing this stuff up in their homes of just like, hey, like, you know, you know, appreciate, you know, when kids like get off on their mom and or their dad and start, you know, cursing them out, or not even cursing them out, but just getting grumpy and stuff. Like, oh man, like, you know, appreciate it. Or like, you know, sometimes kids like, oh, I hate you, I wish you were dead or whatever, you know, even if it's like a joke. Dude, made me think of something that a kid said to me today, and I went, yo, I rebuked that in the name of Jesus. Like, yo, no, she was like, I said something, and then she was like, oh, I hope you get hit by a semi-truck on your way home. And I went, whoa. I was like, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, listen, I was like, for future, please do not ever wish that on anybody.
Yeah. And, you know, if you ever want to talk like in private as to, you know, why you said that, you know, I'm here, the door's open, that type of thing.
Yeah. But I was just like, what? Like, I mean, I pray it doesn't happen, God forbid, but like, what if it did? Like, what if I did? Like, how would you feel? Like, if, you know, my coworker's name is Carrie, and I was like, what if like Miss Carrie came in tomorrow and she was like, hey, like Mr. J's not here because he got hit by a truck. Like, how would you feel? Like, that wouldn't feel pretty good, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, I rebuke it, Lord, please cover me. Like, please. Yeah. Don't let this be one of those scenarios where it actually does happen and she's got to learn that lesson that way. Please don't use me as this example. Yeah, no. Please, Lord. I understand that you can use me however you want to, but please do not let it be this example. But anyways, I don't know where we left off, but yeah, I just think, understanding
like where people come from,
just be, you know, open-minded, share these things with kids, and just, I hate you, whatever. It's like, listen, like, there, you know, I know you're mad at me, but like, there's some kids that like don't have their parents, you know,
right?
You know, that grew up in tougher situations. Like, appreciate what you have, because I'm sure that they appreciate it, just like you, you know, just like you, you appreciated what you have, in the situation that you're in. So it's like, just because it may not look the same doesn't mean that they don't appreciate it,
right,
in the same ways that you do.
Exactly.
So, so a couple just questions. I mean, I don't want to really do it as a Q&A type of style, and
Yeah.
hopefully I can kind of divert it and do my little smooth talk. But one of the first things or topics, I guess, was how has being adopted shaped your sense of identity and how you see yourself today.
You know, learning about like the different ethnicities and all that stuff. Like I've learned like things on both sides, which was really interesting. You know what I mean? Most of my family now, on the adopted side, they're all a lot of them are Polish. So like I now wonder who speaks Polish. Nobody.
Dang, that could have been a cool language
Right.
to learn.
It's cool that like now that I've met my mom, like we look similar, and I just found out that I actually do have like 6 other siblings.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
So I mean, it's interesting to hear about like where I actually came from. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Again, not to compare, but it was a similar thing for me meeting my dad after 20 years, seeing his side of the family, you know, because all I knew was my mom's side of the family, the French Canadian, the Irish side of things. I mean, obviously, like I knew I was black.
Yeah.
It was pretty self-explanatory, but you know,
Hello, no.
right. You're like
The Russian side.
yeah, maybe I'm just like really tan. I don't know, but you know, it was in some of his letters where I was like what? I think I flat out said it. I was just like, what am I? Like what? I think I might have just said it like that. Like, what am I? Like,
Yeah.
what is my nationality? Like, what is it? You know, and you find out you're Cherokee and obviously, you know, African American and stuff like that. And like, oh, by the way, like you have six other siblings, and you know, Clyde and Noel, Noel, to Steven, to KK, all you know, all my siblings and stuff, and this mega extended family. It's like all of a sudden, like there's like extra dots and extra tree limbs that have suddenly just appeared.
Yeah.
You know, to it, and it's like cool to like kind of get a little more foundation. You know, there's like a piece of you that is like missing.
Yeah.
That you're like, I know it's there, but that like it's like you can't see it to grab it until somebody like presents it
Right.
to you in front of you. So like being able to hear, like, you know, from your mom of, you know, all the different things that you are, along with just, you know, the life's Polish side.
Yes, sir.
Life is Polish. Life.
Yo, my aunt makes the meanest pierogies, man.
Yeah?
I haven't had them since I was like a very like, you know, this high.
Mm-hmm. Not 3-6.
But yeah, what's that?
Not 3-6.
No, not 3-6. I haven't been 3-6 since I was like came out the womb. But like those are really good.
Yeah. I think it's
sausages.
Not to cut you off. I was just kind of adding on and transfer it back to you, but just cool to. I think it's one of those things. It's you get to experience something different that is like outside of something extra. I don't want to say extra. I feel like that sounds weird, but just something extra. You know what I mean? Like something that is outside of your own like kind of like original culture that you get to experience. It's like an additional thing that you get to add to your plate, like that you maybe wouldn't have had you been in your biological family.
Maybe I would have been fluent in Spanish too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Who's to know?
That'd be great. I wish I was.
I know. Right?
It's so fun to see the confusion on like it. You know, I work with a lot of like Dominicans and Puerto Ricans and all that stuff. They're fun to work with. They're great. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
I can now like speak a little bit, just like a short conversation, but like they're just like, you don't speak Spanish. What?
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun to see the confusion as, you know, I'm not fluent in Spanish yet.
Yeah, I get it all the time at my church too, because we're a bilingual church, and a lot of them Puerto Rican, Dominican, same thing, kind of Dominican, and sometimes they'll come up and Dios bendiga, and they'll just start talking and da 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 da, and then I'm just like I finally come to a point where I'm just like no habla English, like I'm trying to like not have you tell me this entire story in Spanish before I acknowledge, you know, because I used to do I would just smile and nod like I knew what they were saying, but I had no idea.
You say, lo siento, yo no hablo yo hablo muy poquito, pero mi español no bueno.
Yeah.
It probably is. That was probably really good.
Yeah, right. Hey, clap it up, clap it
Estoy
up.
aprendiendo.
Yeah. So like I'm just like yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know where to start.
Yeah, I was like, I got nothing for you. I'm sorry. And they're like, oh, I forget. Like, you look so Spanish. Like, I forget that you don't know. And I'm like, it's all right. I was like, I've lasted this long. I've been here for 5 years now at this point. Just about 5. It'll be 5 years in, like, December. I'm like, if y'all scared me away, I would have been gone a long time ago. So, but I've been here. But, yeah.
Are you interested in, like, learning the prayer, the Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name in Spanish? To kind of practice? I think that'd be kind of cool.
I mean, so I do have in trying to be better. I haven't really been kind of looking at it too much, but I did buy myself. It's a bilingual Bible. So so if you're looking at the page, like one side of it is Spanish and then the other side is English, and then obviously like on the next page it's like the same thing and it goes through the scripture. So like it's literally a side by side comparison of the scriptures, and I've been trying to like sometimes I don't do it as frequent as I should, but sometimes I'll read like both at the same, not literally at the same time, but like I'll read like a verse in English and then I'll go to the Spanish side. I'll try to like enunciate it, pronounce it, however you say it. Just to, I think I can, I don't want to say I think I can speak it very well, but I think I do a pretty good job of at least pronouncing the words.
Yeah.
There's still some things that I get like tripped up on. I'm like, how do you say that? Like, how did you get that extra syllable in there? But anyways, in saying it, because like there's a lot of Spanish worship songs, praise songs that like I'll sing to in Spanish,
and those are easy to follow along with, because like they'll have it on like the teleprompter and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, they have it in English too.
Right. And I'll be able to like, and I'll kind of read, even if I don't necessarily like know the song, like I can sing it because like I understand how a lot of things are pronounced in Spanish.
Yeah.
But for somebody to come up and try to have a conversation with me, like I kind of like, I feel like I zone out sometimes because I feel like I know more Spanish than I think I know. But as soon as they go, like I zone out and I'm like, I think I just retreat.
I think you're just trying to like kind of pick out, like, see if you can, you know, understand like one or two words they're saying.
Yeah, there are times where I'll get some sort of a context to what they're saying based on some certain words that they'll say. But to like literally repeat back what they said, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But I think I also, my mind just immediately resorts to, you don't know Spanish. Just tell them that you don't know Spanish versus like taking the time to try.
Yeah.
But at the same time, then it's like, all right, hey, like slow down. Like I'm trying to understand. I don't really understand, but like I'm trying to. So just like talk slower.
Yeah.
But I mean, Spanish people talk fast. Like, so it's kind of hard sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, they get it and they're pretty good about it. But I would like to. I tried like the Duolingo thing. It's just consistency, trying to stay up with it and trying to.
A lot of the time, I don't have time to like keep up with it. I would love to like practice like an hour a day.
Yeah.
Which I used to, like when I started with Duolingo, but it's just like one lesson. That's all I have time for.
Yeah.
And I'm tired, so like I'm gonna, you know, get like 30% before bed if I, you know what I mean. But it is fun to use.
Yeah, for sure. No, I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty good. I was pretty good with, again, I think when I can see it, I'm pretty good at it. And like I can kind of create context and stuff. But to literally just pull it from my brain, that's a hard part. I'm a visual person anyways. So like, again, reading it, seeing it, I can just say it and be cool about it. But other than that, it's kind of tough for me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I keep my notes and stuff too. But yeah, I think it's cool that you got to kind of had the opportunity to experience like a different culture that is outside of, you know, what would have been the norm, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Type of deal. So What do you think you wish more people understood about adoption? You know, especially with just National Adoption Month.
Yeah. About like the different, maybe like about the different ways that it can happen.
Mm.
And it's not always a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like some people would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry to ask. You know, you don't have to talk about it, but like, you know, how did this come about?" You know what I mean? But like, and like, I don't mind telling them because, you know, they want to know that part of my life, and I'm happy to tell the story.
Right. Do you think there's like a stereotype or a stigma around like adoptees?
I think,
You know what I'm saying? Like based on the like kind of circling back on the question, you know, obviously like what do you wish more people understood about adoption? Like there must be things that are misunderstood, obviously. It's kind of implied. You know, do you again, it's just subjective obviously
yeah,
from your own opinion. Like do you think that there is like some sort of like stigma kind of to what you said about adoptees where it's like, you know, it isn't just about a bad thing, but
yeah,
kind of like what we talked about on earlier episodes and we kind of brought up today of just because the mother or the father, you know, gives up their child, like that doesn't mean that they don't love their child. Like
right,
that may be more of an act of love
yeah.
than not.
I think people like some people might think like, you know, they didn't want the child, so like they just like gave him up, and you know that was it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the conversation needs to come out more. Um, Maybe, you know, more research on it,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
to, you know, understand. Like to understand anything, you gotta have some kind of research under your belt,
Right. I think people just
and make it a
go ahead.
normal question. You know, just like mental health and
Right.
other things.
Right. Yeah, like you know, you're not a what's the word I was looking for? You're not what's the word? I don't want to use it incorrectly, but like it's not like you're like this sort of. I mean, you are a novelty. Your life, right?
Yeah,
But you know, people that are adopted, like they're not this like novelty where like you have to. Again, I use this loosely and not to sound ignorant or whatever. Like kind of handle with care, like and like if you want, like be okay asking those questions with
yeah,
them. You
yeah,
know, to get to my point, like be okay with asking those questions. Like let's make that a norm where like it's okay to for both parties,
yeah.
for the person that was adopted and for the person that's maybe asking those questions. Like let's help them be comfortable in answering those questions if they're the person that's being adopted, and then let people be comfortable in approaching those questions
Right.
and also being mindful about it too. You know what I mean? Like, yo, what happened to your parents, bro? Like, what happened? You know,
Yeah,
like be mindful of the people that you're talking to, especially if you know that they're adopted. Like, don't just start asking ridiculous questions,
right.
you know, that some people could or whatever based on the situation.
And bringing it up more, like talking about it more, you know, doing more, like, you know, carrying out more research about it or whatever. Um, to anybody that like maybe can't have kids, like you've maybe tried,
Mm.
but have been unsuccessful for whatever reason, like I think that makes the people thinking about adopting a child or multiple, it'll make them feel more okay
Mm.
to do that without, you know, the outside, you know, judging them for it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think situations like that too is such a I think a beautiful story too, in the sense of and this is me just literally just thinking of this as you said it. You know, you have a family that has been trying to have a child and just doesn't work, and you know, for whatever reason, and again maybe that's just God's plan of setting them up to adopt a child, you know, to bring in somebody that needs a home.
Yeah.
You know, so you have a family that, you know, has an open home but doesn't have a child, and then you have a child that doesn't have an open home, and you know, it just kind of just it's just a beautiful kind of just pairing that can come together, and you know, I think every kid deserves a home and
Yeah.
to be loved, and again show up at basketball games or sports games or violin practice or, STEM club, whatever it may be, whatever
Yeah.
the kid is interested in. But I just think, especially being in the field of work with kids, I just know how important it is to have, nurturing adults around you, to educate you, just kind of show you the way,
Yeah.
type of deal. So,
And on the parent side, it's important to, get to know the biological parents, ask them the questions too, because you got to know, like, what the kid, like, what situation the kid came from.
yeah.
So that way you know how to, raise them the right way, I guess.
Yeah. You got to know, especially, depending on the time frame of maybe when you, again, not to sound ignorant, like receive the child, what was their upbringing before,
Yeah.
especially if they, maybe been in the foster care, you adopt them when they're 8 years old. Like that's 8 years of life that wasn't spent with you, that, maybe there were good times, maybe
Right.
there were bad times. Like, you don't know.
Maybe the kid might have ADHD or ADD or like autism, and you want to know how to help them and stuff like that. So it's important on both sides.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, I mean, again, speculation of, movies and stuff or whatever, but I know that there's some times where, they're like the birth parents, like their records are sealed or whatever. So it's like you can't investigate that as a kid. Again, I don't know if that's speculation, if that's a real thing. But I think there's got to be some level, again, my own opinion, some level of communication, connection with the birth parents.
Yeah.
Like you said, to just have some sort of foundation, be able to find your identity.
Yeah.
To know who you are, where you're from, obviously, I mean, calling a spade, obviously Polish versus Puerto Rican, there's going to be some vast differences. So like, just you wake up and you're like, okay, it's not the same. So like, where, there are probably a million, again, I don't know, but probably like 1,000,001 questions of just like, who am I? Like where do I come from? So I think that there should be some sort of communication.
Absolutely.
And obviously if the parents can tap in, the biological parents, if they're able to tap in and they're willing to tap in, which I hope that they would,
Yeah.
and are available, obviously I pray that they're alive, are able to tap in and keep that communication, but also understand, like, gave them up and stuff and giving them to a family for a reason type of deal.
Exactly.
Do you think this isn't even here? Do you think that there's a certain age to know, to be told that you're adopted? Like, do you, based on your own experience, like, do you think, there's a certain age that it should be brought up to, the stuff that you see of, oh, well, like, we didn't want to tell you because, we didn't want you, to be hurt or, have those type of feelings, that kind of stuff.
I mean, you definitely shouldn't wait too long, because like then the kid's gonna have resentment towards you because they thought you were like lying to them their entire life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think like once they get to an age where they're gonna understand like what you tell them, like I think that's when you should introduce that to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like if you have a good bond between like the birth parents and you, if you are raising that child, like maybe have set up an opportunity for that child to meet them. You know what I mean? Or at least have pictures and say, hey, this is where you came from, but it's not a bad thing because you're coming out of this situation and whatever else. You know what I mean? Like have some teaching moments like that.
Yeah. And try to restore. Again, I don't know how like adoption works as far as like say, again, these are just things that I'm thinking of. Like, say, a parent, well, obviously, a parent gives up their child for adoption.
Yeah.
and then just based on and we'll set up these parameters too of it's just not a good living situation. They're just not in a good space, whatever. And then down the road, they get older, and then they realize that they better themselves. They're in a better position in life. Maybe a better position to care for a child. You're still within the age limits of not over the age of 18, still needing care of an adult, legally a care of an adult. Is there, a way of, I don't want to say like readopting your child, but like getting your child back where you can, continue to raise them. But to your point, I think if you can at least build that relationship, if that's as far as you can go. Again, I don't know the laws behind that stuff.
Yeah.
But to agree to your point of, I think if it's possible and feasible, like allow them to try to build that relationship, with their birth parents.
Yeah.
As much as you can. I just don't know how that is emotionally, you know what I mean? Because again, I try to view both sides, and I guess to get to my point of
maybe like ask the kid if they're okay with it. You know what I mean?
Right. And the parent, and the parent.
Yeah.
Because again, the thought comes to mind, and again, I've never been in the scenario of, say, you start forming that relationship, and then, maybe the parent, the biological parent is, maybe gets upset, is like, I really want to take care of my kid now. Like I'm in a better space. Like, oh, this hurts to be around them because like, it's a reminder of what I gave up, but like I can't have the back. Again, I all those parameters would have to play into place of being able to get the child back or whatever. But again, I'm just things that I'm thinking of and trying to like just.
Yeah, I mean those are all like possible scenarios. Anything thinks of are definitely like possible scenarios. Like whatever you think might be impossible is possible. You know what I mean? It's the first time for everything, and you learn something new every day.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to just like kind of learn more about that stuff. Just for knowledge. You know what I mean? Just for knowledge. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, again, I'm not in those shoes, and it must be a difficult situation either way of trying to rebuild that. To get back on the horse of what we're talking about of rebuilding that relationship, forming those relationships and stuff. Like there's definitely that has to be an emotional roller coaster to reestablish those things. But again, to finally and close and agreeing with your point, I do think I agree with you in that it's important to, if you can, establish those relationships to the best of your ability.
Right.
For sure. I think we kind of touched on this one. What kinds of support or conversations do you think are most helpful for adoptees and adoptive families? I think, like you said, kind of building that culture or understanding, child's culture, where they're from, having those conversations of like, you are adopted.
Yeah.
Again, presenting it carefully, maybe,
you're tall because your dad was tall, or you're short because your mom was short, or whatever. You know what I mean? You had a short family, whatever.
Yeah. Like, give me some context, like, because what I'm, again, for example, like what I'm looking at just doesn't like match up with what's there.
Right.
Like you said, like if the family's maybe like 5'5", but then you're 6'3", like how does this work?
Yeah.
Like something is off, and obviously, you're probably a little bit older and kind of understanding things, but
yeah.
There was another point.
Oh yeah, no, I will say too. Like my mom is short, so maybe my dad was tall. Maybe that's why I'm,
There you go.
That.
Yeah.
Tall,
Well, for
6'2".
sure. For sure. I wish I got that gene, man. I wish my mom was short. Oh, well, you obviously know my mom. My mom was pretty short, but my dad was 6'6", and I wish, man, definitely got my mom's genes on that one. I pray and I hope that I have a natural child.
Yeah.
We haven't. I mean, we've thought about, my wife and I have thought about fostering, again to give child a home, and obviously to kind of have one of our own to someone who needs it and type of stuff. But like, you know, again, Lord willing, I pray that I do have a child. But if this dude is 6 foot or higher, you know, I'm kicking him in the back of the head.
I'm cutting off your knees.
I'm slicing your Achilles. I know that sounds very aggressive. I only say that because my Achilles hurt. But I am slicing your Achilles because there's no way you were going to beat me in basketball.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. But life is not fair.
Right.
It's up to God's will. But again, all jokes, people, relax. I'm not literally gonna slice my kid's Achilles.
Yo, next year we're gonna. How much does it cost to have like sound effects or like cheers?
I got a couple. There's a couple on there. I gotta remember which ones are which. There are a couple. I think there's like a hand clap. I think there's like a cheers or like a bomb explosion or something like that. Actually, you know what? Let's check this out real quick. Hold on.
We need that.
Hold on. Let's see. All right, one. I got 4. I might have to like maybe buy a new interface. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I can actually hear it. Either that or did I turn them up? Which is going to be pretty interesting if like we don't hear them in the headphones. But
you do.
But then the people out there, if you guys are hearing weird sound effects, I promise that I'm pushing buttons on here. Which is... Oh, you know what? Hold up. I got you. Hold up. Ready? Here we go. So that's one. Little funky beat. Might be like a cool... That might be a cool, like, once we start getting ads and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, even if we're doing our own ads, we can, like, put that in there, like, you know, before and after the ad pops in. Like,
yeah.
And the Right Mind Podcast is sponsored by Welch's Uncrustables, where we have one every single pod.
And don't forget to listen to Michael Murphy III and Life on the Rise, his album, How It Bang.
There you go. See? Look at it. It was perfect. Oh, see, that would be a good one.
We got somewhere.
We could use that one almost every episode, just in this crazy, especially that last episode that we had.
Oh, there it is.
So I would have to hold it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, that's cool. All right. So
But the problem is you got to reach down every time.
yeah, I'm gonna have to move the. I would have to move this. I mean, I got some space. I've kind of made some space, so I might be able to fit it like right here.
Yeah.
And then just have it. I might do that next episode. I might, because it's the bottom too, which is cool, just like memory thing for me.
Yeah.
I just gotta remember left and right, which one is which. But I think the claps would be cool. I think obviously the
yeah
would be cool too. So the hi-hat would be a good one too. All right, so yeah, we'll make some. We'll add it. Yeah, I think some sound effects would be pretty cool. I mean, we're almost at 200, man. We're getting there. We're cruising.
Oh.
We are cruising.
Only 40 episodes away.
Man, it's gonna be here before we know it.
For real.
You know, 40 sounds like a lot, which I mean, realistically is 40 weeks. But it'll be here. I'm not even gonna try to do the math.
Well, that's
right
only
now.
like a month and a half ish.
40 weeks.
40 weeks. Oh no.
No.
I was talking about
10 months.
I was thinking days.
10 months, because you figure 40 and then 4 weeks in a month.
Yeah.
So about 10 months, right?
Yeah.
Please don't judge me if our math is completely wrong. I am really tired right now. We are both really tired, but we are here and we are enjoying this. Is a really cool conversation. I love this.
Really good conversation.
Really.
We haven't really done like a whole deep dive on it.
Yeah. For sure. Kind of like lightly touched on it, but and again, I think it's like we've been kind of just really trying to emphasize with what we've been saying. I think it's really important to have these conversations because this is something that is still happening. It is still out there. I think adoption is a really good option versus other things that I'm not going to get into. And it's just a good way to just give kids a good opportunity to have a family.
Yeah.
Yeah, we covered that one. Can you share a moment or experience that helped you better understand your adoption story? And I don't know if that would be like
A moment or experience to help me better understand my adoption story.
maybe just like I think to give it.
Well, my
Go
6
ahead.
siblings, like,
Okay.
are they from the same people or different people? Because like some of them look a little different,
Okay.
but like similar features, but like lighter skin tone.
Mm.
So I kind of wonder,
I get what
like,
you're
you
saying.
know, how can I not
Yeah, I get-
not like who my mom's been with? Who, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I knew where. Yeah, I knew where you were. Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
get you.
that's one thing that has intrigued me.
Yeah. Is there, just yeah? I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna try to formulate words to say what we both are telepathically saying in our heads of what we're trying to say. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, siblings are definitely siblings are definitely interesting for sure.
Yeah.
And they can give you a whole dynamic. I've even had yeah, I'll say it off air. It's kind of similar to what you said. Again, I'll share it off air, but kind of similar to what you said. Of just like, whoa, okay, like this is like getting really interesting and kind of making us think a little bit. I mean, we kind of knew some things, but anyways, if you could send one message to others who are adopted or considering adoption, what would it be?
Ask questions. Maybe do a DNA test if you really don't know like what you're like where like you really came from, like where your roots are and stuff like that.
Like an ancestry.com type of thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Just clarifying.
Maybe do your own research if you can't get enough answers. And just, like we always say in any other conversation, feel good about yourself. Be proud of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it may not be, the ideal situation, obviously, that most people would think. I guess the what people consider normal, but I think even being adopted is a normal thing in the sense of somebody has a home.
Yeah.
And that's okay, and you're no different than anybody else.
Right.
Love yourself for eternity.
Yeah.
See what I did there. You see what I did there. But it's true. I think and even in those things, and as I said that and say that, I think there are things that come from our upbringing that kind of insert themselves into the things that we do.
Yeah.
Just like you said, love yourself. As advice for adoptees, and obviously being part of your stage name type of deal, you know what I mean? Those things kind of fuse themselves in together, and maybe that's just, life lessons of things that you've kind of just taken away from this whole experience.
You did it again, life lessons.
I'm telling you, man.
On a roll tonight.
Bars, man. Yeah, it's been, yeah. I don't know, man. This is outside my realm. You know what I mean?
I mean,
just
if you're not in it yourself, you don't, completely understand it. You know what I mean? So that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah. And I think for my advice as somebody being on the outside of this is, be open to understanding. Be open to learning more. Don't make assumptions about people who are adopted or people who give children away for adoption. Because obviously there's, I was at a point, obviously, again, with minimal understanding. I'm not talking about like within the past couple of days. I'm talking like super younger, immature type of thing where it was like, oh, like, yo, how could you give your kid up for adoption? Like, you're a terrible parent. Like, how kind of media paints people who give their kids up for adoption and stuff like that. It's like that is a poor representation, and also just not like the majority of it. are there some parents that are probably just like really not good people that could have cared less and did give their kid up for adoption? Probably. I mean, that had to have come from somewhere, but here is a prime example of someone where it was just about loving them unconditionally in order to give them a better opportunity.
Yeah.
And those are beautiful things. I know it doesn't appear that way based on how it looks, but it is. It is, and I hope that people understand that and see that. Oh, well, they're giving the kid up. Yes, but like, look at the beautiful thing that is coming from it.
Right.
A teen parent can better themselves, clean themselves up, do what they need to do, get their education, whatever. And then on the flip side, there is a child that is put into a blessed home, that has a family, is nurtured, is cared for, getting the education, getting the food, getting the clothes on their back, roof over their head, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm missing the part where like that's bad.
Right.
That people make, again, obviously.
I mean, that's just goes along with like being misinformed and just being, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't know. I want pizza, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think misinformed is
Yeah.
the right, definitely the perfect word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously it is sad that, a parent is separated from their child. Obviously, that's a given,
Yeah.
but if we're not as like a means,
Ignorance. That's what I was thinking of.
That is definitely a very good word for that too as well.
Yeah.
Not a means to the end type of deal, type of thing or whatever, but like look at the bigger picture of it all. The father gets better, the kid is in a good situation, like people are thriving.
Right.
Mind your business.
Exactly.
Hey,
look on the lighter side, okay?
Hey, what's up? Let's go. Yeah, just get informed. Again, my advice would be get informed. Just don't pass judgment. And you really don't know what people have been through.
Right.
With anything, not just adoption, but obviously, our main focus for this episode, and just be mindful. Just understand the people that you're talking to, and just get to know them. Just get to know them, get to understand the situation, and that they're all not the same, and just be open-minded.
Right. Yep.
Any closing words for you as far as just this topic and just everything that we've talked about, that you want to share with the people as far as just this journey and everything like that?
Not really. I mean, it's been great. I touched up on like all of the things that I wanted to touch up on.
For sure.
That was the full scope. That was the full story.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for opening up the panel.
Of course, man. I think people. I've said this with music and people. I think there has always been a stronger connection to people when we get to know who they are.
Right.
And that's what I love about, what we do here on the pod. And sometimes even the people that you see every single day, there are still things that we just don't know.
Yeah.
There's layers there. We're onions. There's layers to
Oh, I love onions.
I know they make your breath smell bad, but they taste so good. But yeah, man, there's a lot of layers, and and again, even for us as hosts and people that do this potting every single week, this is also an opportunity for us to share our perspectives, of things that we've been through and things that people might not expect.
It makes us better people too, because like somebody will bring up a point and it's like, oh, I never really thought of it that way. I used to think this way, but I should think, about certain things this way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have more of an open mind.
For sure. Yeah, because like like I said, like the question I asked of when to talk about being adopted. Obviously there's there was like thoughts like when is the right time? Like
Yeah.
What does that look like? You know?
I think I was told when like basically like when I could talk.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I couldn't ask for better parents, man. You
Amen.
know?
Amen. Amen. I'm happy
Thank
for
God.
that. Amen to that.
Yep.
Amen to that for sure. Well, I want to say God bless, peace, and God bless. One final time for this episode. Thank you to everybody that has been tuning in. Shout out to Crispy one more time, who's not here. We appreciate you, man. We know you're doing big things and just enjoying creating music. But until next time, my name is Jay Faith, and we got
Life on the Rise.
And this is the Right Mind Podcast. We'll catch y'all next time. What's up?